Just on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. So many things that I wanna say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. I just wanna use your love tonight. I don't wanna lose your love tonight. I ain't got many friends left to talk to. No one's around when I'm in trouble. You know I'd do anything for you. Stay the night but keep it undercover. I just wanna use your love tonight. Oh, I don't wanna lose your love tonight. Try to stop my hands from shaking. Something in my mind's not making sense. It's been a while since we were all alone. I can hide the way I'm feeling. As you leave me, please would you close the door? And don't forget what I told you. Just 'cause you're right, that don't mean I'm wrong. Another shoulder to cry upon. I just wanna use your love tonight. Yeah, I don't wanna lose your love tonight. Yeah, I just wanna use your love tonight. I don't wanna lose your love tonight. I just wanna use your love tonight. I don't wanna lose your love tonight.
A very superstition writing on the wall. A very superstition lovers about to fall. A 13-month-old baby broke that looking glass. 7 years of bad luck, good things in the past. When you believe in things that you don't understand, then you suffer. Superstition in the way. A very superstition. Wash your face and hands. Rid me of the problem
Just you wait and see. Believe me, it's not far to Never Never Land. No reason to pretend. And if the wind is right, you can find the joy of innocence again. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Believe me, believe me. Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it could be. Just a dream in the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free. Fantasy, it gets the best of me when I'm sailing. All caught up in a reverie. Every word is a symphony. Won't you believe me? Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it could be. Just a dream in the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free. But it's not far back to sanity. At least it's not for me. And if the wind is right, it can sail away and find serenity. Oh, the canvas can do miracles. Just to wait and see. Baby, believe me. Sailing takes me away to where I've always heard it could be. Just a dream in the wind to carry me. Soon I will be free. We're living together, but still it's farewell. And maybe we'll come back to earth, who can tell? I guess there is no one to blame. We're living ground. Will things ever be the same again? It's the final countdown.
the final. The final. It's the final Raindrops keep falling on my head, and just like a guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit those. Raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun, and I said I didn't like the way he got things done, sleeping on a job. Raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. But there's one thing I know, the blues they send to meet me won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me.
us at the table doing shots, drinking fast, and then we talk slow. And you come over and start up a conversation with just me, and trust me, I'll give it a chance. Now take my hand, stop, put Band of Man on the jukebox, and then we start to dance. And I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. You'll always have me for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. And last night you were in my room, and now my bed sheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. Oh, I, oh, I, oh, I, oh, I. I'm in love with your body. Oh, I, oh, I, oh, I, oh, I. I'm in love with your body. Oh, I, oh, I, oh, I, oh, I. I'm in love with your body. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. One weekend we'll let the story begin. We going out on our first date. You and me are thrifty, so go all you can eat. Fill up a bag and I'll fill up a plate. We talk for hours and hours about the sweet and the sour, and how your family is doing okay. Leaving, getting a taxi, and kissing the backseat. Tell the driver, make the radio play. And I'm singing like, girl, you know I want your love. You'll always have me for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. And last night you were in my room, and now my bed sheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. Oh, I, oh, I, oh, I, oh, I. I'm in love with your body. Oh, I, oh, I, oh, I. I'm in love with your body. Oh, I, oh, I, oh, I. I'm in love with your body. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with the shape of you.
Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the city I live in, the city of angels. Lonely as I am, together we cry.
Aló, aló. Vale. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduation ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. We kindly ask that all the participants and invite guests take their seats so that the graduation ceremony may begin. We would like to remind you that we have professional photographers and videographers covering the event. We kindly ask you not to leave your seats during the ceremony. Thank you. Before we start the ceremony, we are now going to watch a short film about our seniors made by a grade 12 student, Renata Reveles, with music by two of our secondary teachers, Mr. Manari and Mr. Reyes. Please rise to recognize the leadership team and secondary staff of the Metropolitan School of Panama. Sit down, please, in 2 minutes. Please rise to recognize the National Director of Environmental Education and Risk Management and the leadership team and secondary staff of the Metropolitan School of Panama.
And now we welcome the 2022 graduating class of the Metropolitan School of Panama. Students, you may be seated. Good afternoon, family, friends, teachers, administration, special guests. We would like to welcome you to the 7th commencement ceremony of the Metropolitan School of Panama.
Buenas tardes, familiares y amigos, profesores y administrativos, invitados especiales, queridos graduandos. Les damos la más cordial bienvenida a la 7ª ceremonia de graduación del Metropolitan School of Panama.
We would like to introduce the following people.
Magister Carmen Aparicio, National Director of Environmental Education and Risk Management, Directora Nacional de Riesgo y Educación Ambiental, como representante del Ministerio de Educación.
Mr. Daniel McKee, Head of School.
Señora Indira Costa de Ricor, Directora Académica.
Mr. Richard Hengelbrook, Secondary School Principal. And now we welcome Mr. McKee for a few words.
Invitamos al director del colegio, Mr. Dan McKee, para que nos dirija unas palabras.
Am I on? Yes. Thank you, Yariceth and Mauricio, for leading the way with the ceremony. Good afternoon, very special guests, representatives of the Ministry of Education, Met faculty and staff, parents, families and friends of the graduates, and class of 2022. Welcome to our 7th graduation ceremony of the Metropolitan School of Panama. Buenas tardes y bienvenidos a todos. So we are fully presential. It's the first time since 2019. It is great that we're here together, and in many ways, we're so fortunate to be here. I'm extremely grateful to those who made this day possible. I want to thank our operations team. I want to thank Ms. Claudia Correa and Allison Donnelly. They took care of about 1,000 details behind the scenes. The parent graduation committee, the teachers who've taken a lead role with this ceremony, Mr. Hengelbrook, Mr. Bonello, and the whole leadership team of the secondary, and the Met teachers. The Met teachers who got you guys to the finish line, to the parents who got you guys to the finish line, but most of all to you, the class of 2022, you got yourselves to the finish line. Though really, for you guys, it's a starting line. So thank you all for being here today, for being part of the story of this group of young people. So class of 2022, I usually stand up here and I try to say something inspiring, to come up with some great truth about coming of age, try to tell you something original and something memorable to launch you into your future. And this year, I've decided to forget all of that. I'm just going to talk about you, the Met class of 22. 59 of you, our second biggest class ever, and our 7th time that we're doing this. And I do feel, I was very happy to sort of feel that I've gotten to know you a bit. I've spent a lot more time in meetings with Nord Anglia than I spent talking with you guys. But every year, right before graduation, I read the list of the seniors. And to see how many of you I actually know, how many of you I know your name and I know who you are. And I did this exercise in 2019 and 2020 and 2021, and I did okay. Not great, I did okay. But this year, when I read the list of 59, I said, I know you guys. I know your names. Not all of you, pretty much most of you. Many more than the previous year. I knew the vast majority of your names. And I think part of that is because you've made your mark on the school. And I think it's also about one of the most important things about the Met has always been about the relationships. We work together on important stuff. There are 1,000 people in the building every day, and with that big number, how many of us actually know one another? At the Met, we try to know one another. It's important to us. So I was very happy to see on that list of names how many of you I know. And so what was different for me about this class, you came into high school the same year I came to the Met as director, so we spent those 4 years together. About half that time was pandemic, so we were in virtual school. I didn't see a lot of you guys, or you a lot of me. And we figured out a lot of things about ourselves during that time. So why did I get to know your names? I'm not going to mention you by name, because I don't want to leave anybody out, but I'm going to tell you seniors why I know many of your names. There's one of you whose name I know because we spent a lot of time together in the parking garage every afternoon when your parents came to pick you up in the afternoon. There's one of you I know because you were the most polite student that I think I've met at the Met, every day saying, "Good morning, Mr. McKee," and "Good afternoon, Mr. McKee," every time I saw you. One of you I know your name because from the moment I met you, you've been telling me how I could do my job better, kind of giving me my own improvement plan. A lot of good advice. One of you I know, well, 5 of you I know because I admired your artwork at the IB Art Show. 2 of you I know because you were captains of the soccer team. 1 of you I know because in 10th grade you were on a focus group strategic plan panel and gave us really thoughtful ideas about how we could become a better school. One of you I know because in 9th grade, when we started together, you got into trouble on the bus with the monitor, and Mr. Hengelbrook and I needed to help you, and your dad help you get out of a difficult situation. One of you I know because you took a fish out of the fishbowl in Miss Brakowitz's room in 9th grade and you swallowed it. This is how some 9th graders think, boys, how some 9th graders, their brains work. One of you I know because we live, well, two of you, because we live in the same neighborhood, the cherished City of Knowledge. Two of you I know because in 10th grade, I marched with you down Calle 50, with you carrying the flag in front of your class. One of you I know because you play tenacious defense on the soccer pitch. One of you I know because you play tenacious defense on the basketball court. One of you I know for your leadership on the volleyball court. The Canal Cup, I remember the uniform situation. One of you I know because of your fierce commitment to the planet Earth, to the wellness of the planet Earth. One of you I know because I had the privilege of writing a college recommendation letter for you. I was going to say one. 5 of you I know because you're a founder of this school. You were here in 2011. One of you because you were in trouble all the time in 9th grade, and in 10th, and in 11th. Virtual, so not as much, and in 12th a couple of times. 2 of you I know because you pursued the Diploma en Ciencias, which is for only the brave and the strong. 1 of you I know because you lived in Thailand, and so did I. 1 of you I know because one afternoon you had a little adventure on the road leaving Green Valley, a little fender bender. 1 of you I know because you were a middle school student. We were together at Colegio Isaac Rabin many years ago. And 1 of you I know because you left the Met and came back. So I know a lot of you guys. I was really happy to see the list and to see how many of you I feel like I know. And I consider myself very fortunate for having been part of this school where we believe in the hard work, believe in doing good, believe that you have to put passion and excellence into all that you do, and believe it's important that we get to know one another and connect with one another. So class of 22, I move on with you this year. We move on together. We're all at this crossroads, a turning point, the beginning of a new future, a moment of change and challenge and excitement when we're asking what comes next. So I think that you're going to find that it's the pursuit of happiness is pretty much the whole thing. Not wealth, not fame, not success, but achieving happiness, connecting with people in a meaningful way. A spirit of adventure and discovery helps. Self-confidence and a good work ethic help. And we see all of that in you. So I'm very excited to be here this afternoon. We're really proud of you. In about an hour, a little more, I can't wait to say congratulations to the class of 2022. And I want to thank you all for being here this afternoon. Thank you. And with that, I would like to introduce Ms. Victoria Gonzalez. We have this lovely tradition at the Met. We've been doing it for 11 years. That we sing the school song together at the start of our events. So please join Ms. Victoria Gonzalez, and I ask you all to stand as we sing the Himno del Met. Mateo Gerby will not be joining Ms. Victoria, as it says in your program, because of a recent illness, though he'll be singing from where he stands. nuevo día,
Sueña,
mis ideas se hacen realidad, que todo es posible de alcanzar.
capaz es soñar.
El poder para triunfar.
With respect, excellence and passion, we will set the example and stand tall. With integrity, empathy and justice, we will build a truly better world. Inspired by a bright new tomorrow, our school will be forever in our hearts. When the world I dream. Become reality where everything's possible and a harmony.
Tengo el poder para triunfar.
Miss Vicky, beautiful, and you guys sang it beautiful. You may be seated. It is now my pleasure to give you some words of welcome. Miss Carmen Aparicio is the Director of Environmental Education in Panama, la Directora de Educación Ambiental, Miss Carmen Aparicio, el representante hoy del Ministerio de Educación. Bienvenida, Miss Carmen.
El objetivo principal de la educación en las escuelas debe ser la creación de hombres y mujeres capaces de hacer cosas nuevas, no simplemente repetir lo que otras generaciones han hecho. Hombres y mujeres que son creativos, inventivos y descubridores, que pueden ser críticos y verificar y no aceptar todo lo que se les ofrece. Jean Piaget. Buenas tardes a las autoridades del Metropolitan School of Panama, personal docente, a todos los miembros del staff, padres de familia y en esta tarde un saludo muy especial a los 59 jóvenes graduandos. Cuán atinado el pensamiento de este ilustre e inmortal maestro, pues resume todos los principios y fines de la educación panameña, la formación integral de nuestros estudiantes. El Ministerio de Educación de Panamá, institución que rige la educación nacional, se siente sumamente complacida de presenciar este hermoso acto en donde un grupo de abnegados y disciplinados estudiantes recibirán el blanco pergamino que los acredita como bachilleres en diversos e importantes sectores del ámbito social. La educación es definida como aquel proceso en donde las personas aumentan su caudal de conocimientos, refuerzan sus competencias, destrezas y habilidades, fortalecen su formación integral y ofrecen los principios éticos y morales que serán la base de sus éxitos futuros. Educarse es asumir el reto ante tiempos difíciles, limitaciones de todo tipo y la gran demanda laboral, pero ante todo, el camino en donde predomina el deseo de superación y avance que caracteriza a todo panameño y a todo estudiante con metas propuestas. Ustedes, pléyade de la promoción de este sobresaliente colegio, son muestra fehaciente del gran esfuerzo realizado por toda la comunidad educativa en medio de una crisis sanitaria que llegó para que aprendiéramos, desaprendiéramos y volviéramos a aprender, pero con mayor sentido de pertenencia y compromiso verdadero en bien de la educación, de la promoción de valores, de la educación para el desarrollo sostenible y para aportar beneficios a un país que tanto lo necesita. Deben sentirse orgullosos de ser, a partir de hoy, egresados de un prestigioso colegio como el Metropolitan School of Panama, que a través de diversos programas y proyectos nos enseña la importancia de compartir y de la formación en valores, la disciplina y el liderazgo. Jóvenes graduandos, hoy se cristalizan los sueños de sus desvelos, de las clases impartidas por sus docentes, de tareas, talleres e investigaciones que complementaron sus aprendizajes y el fortalecimiento de competencias elementales de cada plan de estudios. Ustedes son héroes que formarán parte de la historia panameña, ya que demostraron que no hay obstáculo que les impidiera cumplir su meta que también se trazaron sus padres, acudientes, docentes, en fin, de todo nuestro sistema educativo. A partir de hoy tienen un gran reto: aportar fiel y honradamente al progreso social de Panamá. Y estamos seguros de que lo lograrán con la ayuda de su formación y de su identidad nacional. Su familia y la patria esperan de ustedes el mejor de los desempeños y este colegio ha contribuido sin lugar a dudas para ello. En nombre de la señora Ministra de Educación, la honorable señora Maruja Gorday de Villalobos, los exhortamos para que continúen sus estudios, para que no desmayen, para que se sientan honrados de ser panameños o de la nación de donde provengan, y para que cumplan el principio que reza el pensamiento de Octavio Méndez Pereira, un gran preclaro panameño: si tienes la oportunidad de educarse, de ser alguien en la vida, de vivir para ti y tu familia, es el momento. No desaproveches la oportunidad que Dios y la patria te brindan. Muchas gracias.
Muchísimas gracias, señora Carmen Aparicio, por sus palabras.
We would like to introduce 3 teachers that were selected by the class of 2022 to deliver the faculty address to our 7th generation of students.
3 profesores fueron escogidos por los estudiantes graduandos para ofrecerles un mensaje a nuestra 7ª generación de estudiantes. Recibamos a Morgan Baxter, Loli Guerra
and Alberto Phillips.
Wow, this is actually really intimidating. No one ever asked the math guy to speak at graduation.
We can help. We're English teachers. Here, start with something like this. Connect with the audience and, address the occasion.
Class of 2022, you made it. Pause for cheer. Today is an exciting day, one that I am sure you feared would never come as you spent the last 2 years buried in deadlines, CAS projects, extended essays, IAs, and weeks of exams.
Okay, now you want to bring some levity, some inside jokes.
We teachers also feared this day would never come, but for different reasons. Science lab sushi, Grand Theft Golf Cart, wheelbarrow waywardness.
Okay, getting a little bit roasty. Bring back the sincerity.
Just kidding. While we couldn't condone much of your mischief at the time, you gave us plenty to laugh about at our staff happy hours. Okay, what next?
Well, mention some of their achievements. Use pathos and appeal to their sense of accomplishment.
You are artists, musicians, business persons.
The plural of person is people, but we like the inclusivity.
Social activists, MUN members, TEDx organizers and presenters, athletes, DP lounge decorators.
Whoa. Okay, you are way over the list of 3, okay? So give them some life advice. The youths love it when adults tell them what to do.
You sure?
Just let me do it, it's okay. Class of 2022, enjoy tonight. Take it all in and really be in this time and place. Enjoy the loving and proud looks on your family and friends' faces. Take all in the smiles of your friends, the ones that are sitting beside you, with whom you've shared so many memorable experiences. And know that it might never be the same, but that's okay, because you had this time before university, before moving, before your new normal begins. Take pride in yourselves, knowing that you made this happen, albeit with a little help from your family and teachers.
Now, that was a good list of 3. May I add something?
Please.
Well, what about all the other present moments that you'll have? The choices we make and the actions we take in each present moment guide everything. From here on out, it all counts. You're adults, ready to navigate the world. So what kinds of choices do you have to make? Well, make the choice to help your family with running an errand or take the time to go and visit a loved one. Make the choice to show up to all of your university classes and be on time. You can enter the lecture hall before the class starts. It is possible. Okay. Choose to get a master's degree or a doctorate. And while doing all these things, don't forget that taking care of yourself is a choice too, an important one. So choose to take care of your mental health. Choose to put your phones down and be in the moment. Rewatch The Social Dilemma if you need a push.
The point of this is to take ownership of your choices in the moment and to make the best life for yourself. Each choice we make in each moment is not inconsequential, and having just that awareness of that fact will guide you to make better decisions.
All right, I think I got this. So I won't be teaching math today, but what I am going to do is tell you some things math has taught me. First, before approaching a problem, try to understand the problem itself. What's missing? Is there an error in the problem? A miscommunication, perhaps? And remember, there are many ways of finding a solution, and oftentimes more than one right answer. It all depends on perspective. These issues you will face may seem insurmountable with their intricate complexities. Most of the time, you won't be able to predict where you are going. Start small, but go for it. The rest, as you'll find in adulthood, you'll figure out along the way. Second, practice persistence. Don't expect to always get the right answer on the first try. Even the best mathematicians need to rework problems again and again. Learn from your mistakes, and preferably the mistakes of those around you. But remember that failure isn't the end, and learning is a lifelong process. Be resilient. Finally, in math, as in life, the little things matter. As Ms. Baxter said, it all counts. Don't let that missed birthday or anniversary be the negative sign you forgot to flip. Don't forget to distribute correctly. Time is a finite variable. And please, keep your equations balanced. Math is beautiful. It's universal, one of my obsessions. But it is not everything. Whatever your interests may be, there is so much more to the human experience. So as you transition into the next stage of your life, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep discovering.
That was great, Mr. Phillips. Do you know what else the youths love?
Teachers rapping.
No.
Congratulations, guys.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Baxter, Ms. Guerra, Mr. Phillips, for a very original dress. I want to ask you to give him another round of applause. Thank you. Now we have 2 grade 12 students who have been selected by their peers to share their thoughts as well.
A continuación, 2 estudiantes elegidos por sus compañeros compartirán una emotiva reflexión. Por favor, recibamos a Haskell Baitel y Juan Felipe Pava.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the class of 2022, I would like to welcome all of teachers, students, friends, family, and all the staff to our graduation ceremony. I want to thank all the teachers and all of our parents for making our senior year memorable, like our last first day, our skip day, our last day, our senior prank, and our prom. Just this year in general. It wouldn't have been the same without your help. So thank you. I would like to thank both of my parents for helping me throughout my high school years, for providing me with all the help and support I ever needed, for being there every step of the way, for helping me become the person I am today, for guiding me through and helping me make the right choices. Los amo, papas. Well, graduates, we made it. We accomplished to finish the IB program, one of the most stressful things we have ever done in our lives so far. Think about how far we made it as individuals and as a group. Looking back into 7th grade, our first year in middle school, it seems like it was yesterday. Remember when we were in Mr. Henkerbrook's office, when he was explaining all the rules, how blue and red we were, how we could get some retentions. We did get a few of those from Coach Thomas, right? Remember back in 8th grade when the LSU's exchange students came to Panama, when we went to San Blas with them? I forgot every single sleeping equipment. I had no pillow, no mat, nothing. But luckily, I found a brown pillow. At the end of the trip, I heard Ian and Miss Gay were looking for his pillow. Apparently I had it. But it was either the pillow or sleeping in the sand. I'm sorry, Ian. Thank you for the pillow, though. There are many other memories I can talk about, but if I keep going, I will never end. Think about all the music and fashion trends we lived through. You know, the whip, the dab, the fidget spinners, the bottle flip challenge, the mannequin challenge, the Flores lava challenge. I think I got maybe 2 or 3 detentions from that challenge. And all of a sudden, we made it to DP. We were also presented with many challenges and obstacles that we had to overcome. We had to do our CAS experiences, extended essay, IAs, and our IB exams. We had to go through a lot, but we managed to overcome it all, and we certainly did it strongly. We can now say all of our effort and time paid off. Look where we are right now. I saw this day way far away. We grew physically and mentally these past few years. We grew up a lot and also became more mature along the way. It is hard growing up. I'll never forget the first time I saw the Superman movie. I said to my mom, "Mom, when I grow up, I want to be Superman." She looked at me and said, "Juan Felipe, grow up. You're graduating next week." Things might not always go as planned, but I know we can all agree that this class is resilient. We survived the pandemic, online school, the IB, and Ms. Meadows' class. We love you, Ms. Meadows. The fact that we made it here just shows a little part of what we are capable of. Graduates, you're all destined to greatness and success. Each and every one of you have the potential to change the world. As we part our ways filled with many different challenges and obstacles, we will accomplish nothing but greatness and overcome all these challenges. Poet and philosopher Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson once said, "It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour. Put in the work, put in the hours, and take what's ours." Class, I ask you to follow your dreams, do what you love, and strive for the best version of yourself. And most importantly, live life. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, again. Adaptive is the word that I would use to describe the senior class of 2022. As prepared as we were, there was always something unexpected coming our way. This, in part, is what made our time at the Met memorable. The minute I joined the Met in 8th grade, I was immediately welcomed with open arms into the Met family. as it usually tends to be when joining a new school. Making friends and getting to know your way around might seem difficult, but here it is different. I got to know everyone immediately and was treated as if I had always been a student here. And this translates to how we each interact with each other, going through things as a family and all of us maturing together. Although we did not go through the same exact things, the feeling of having deadlines, impossible-looking assignments, personal project EE, IAs, CAS, mocks, and finals is mutual. Each putting our share of effort into all the work that we've produced has led us to be sitting here today, prepared and definitely eager to take on the next challenge. A pivotal moment that truly tested us was online school. Remembering how it would only be 2 weeks and then we would go back as if nothing had happened. Well, we could not have been more wrong. Getting through the next year and a half showed our resilience to adversity and indirectly how capable we each are as individuals. And having this attitude is what I believe we have and can keep on using to achieve our goals and success. Come 12th grade and our return to presential learning once again ignited this adaptiveness that we have. College applications, all-nighters, light cases of senioritis, and senior activities are some of the few tasks that we have had this year, yet they are what have made the last year at the Met memorable. Once again, we would like to thank all the parents, teachers, staff, janitors, cleaning ladies, and security guards for making everything possible and giving us an unforgettable experience. And as a past class president once said, impossible is possible. Alberto Garza Garza. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Thank you, Haskell and Juan Felipe, for your kind words. Now we're going to watch a video made by two of our grade 12 students, Paola Amelio and Karen Siem.
En este momento disfrutaremos de un video producido y editado por las estudiantes Paola Amelio y Karen Siem.
We now introduce our salutatorians who have been selected by the secondary staff for this honor.
Es momento de escuchar los discursos de graduación. 2 estudiantes escogidas por los profesores tendrán este honor.
We've made our selection based on the following criteria:
La selección estuvo basada en los siguientes criterios.
high academic achievement in all subjects,
Alto rendimiento académico en todas las materias.
participation in extracurricular activities,
Participación en actividades extracurriculares.
proven leadership,
Liderazgo comprobado.
respect for our multicultural environment,
Respeto por nuestro ambiente multicultural.
and finally, exemplification of the IB learner profile.
Ejemplificación del perfil del estudiante IB.
Our salutatorians for 2022 are Ms. Clementine de Lusac and Juliana Giraldo.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, families, staff, and fellow graduates. My name is Clémentine de Lusac, and it is an honor to be here with you today as co-salutatorian of the class of 2022. Exactly 11 years ago today, my family moved from Switzerland to Panama, simply out of the desire to start a new adventure. Growing up in Geneva was wonderful. Yet my parents wanted to open up our worldview to life past this small and privileged city. To this day, I could not be more grateful for their decision. As many would agree, leaving one's birth country is challenging. Yet moving to Panama was smooth, as my family was welcomed with open arms. It was since the migration officer greeted me with "Hola, mi amor," that I knew this country would soon become my second home. This warm welcome was similar to my enrollment at the Met. In August of 2011, I had the honor of inaugurating the Metropolitan School of Panama, a startup aimed at educating an international community of students into globally oriented citizens who would one day use their education to positively change the world. Despite facing some initial challenges transitioning from learning in a different language, I eventually assimilated into the culture, to the point I even asked my second grade teacher, Ms. Guthrie, to announce that I wanted to be called Clementina and not Clementine, because it sounded better in Spanish. Eventually, though, I decided to go with Clem for short and to remove that language barrier altogether. Past that point, I came to successfully integrate myself into an international community of students. As the years went by, I learned how to welcome people from all different backgrounds with open arms, just as I had been welcomed upon my arrival, and eventually wished them farewell. It was as new friends came and went that I understood that people are lessons. Lessons that walk into your life at a specific place and time to teach you something new. And it was with each lesson learned from others, combined with lessons taught in the class, that my worldview was shaped. I believe this to be the beauty of forming part of an international school. As you develop open-mindedness, you become drawn to people different to you, because you see their differences not as barriers, but instead as a new viewpoint on the world. And considering that perspectives are only part of a bigger puzzle called reality, the more you open yourself up to others, the closer you are to understanding the world that you live in. With the limited lifetime that we have, why don't we make it our goal to understand the world as best as we can and give back to humanity with our knowledge and lessons learned? Graduates, as we each go our separate ways, I challenge you to keep your mind and heart open to new people and new experiences, because you'd be surprised to find out just how much you have to learn from others if only you're open to having your worldview expanded. Thank you for forming part of my journey and for allowing me to form part of yours. Thank you.
Good afternoon, parents, esteemed faculty, and class of 2022. It is my great honor as one of the salutatorians to have the chance to speak at our graduation ceremony. To be honest, I had a hard time writing this speech, not necessarily because I did not know what to say, but because I doubted whether what I wanted to say was good enough for such an important ceremony. Yet, when I came to the realization that there was no way, like literally no way for me to procrastinate it further, I was finally able to leave behind my reluctance and turn my thoughts into a somewhat coherent speech. Before I get philosophical, I would like to thank my family for their commitment towards my education and upbringing, my friends for spicing up this coming-of-age journey, all of my teachers, giving a special shout-out to Ms. Meadows and Mr. Jaén, who have given me endless support and have taught me what it truly means to be resilient, and finally, the Met, for providing me with a very international and interactive school experience. Thank you. Now, diving into the substance of this speech, those who know me well know that I always make sense of personal conundrums using a gas pipette metaphor. I find it to be effective because it visually simplifies complex trains of thought, making it easier for others to understand, and honestly, because it portrays me as insightful rather than an overthinking maniac. In the spirit of this metaphor, I now invite you to imagine a gas pipette. Currently, it is being filled up to capacity. Well, not truly. You see, the person filling up the pipette is unaware that the container has a leakage. All that is being fed in is equally rapidly expelled. In consequence, the area surrounding the pipette become highly combustive. Any minor change to the environment, and boom, a full-on explosion. Now there's no gas pipette to fill. It was a Saturday morning during lockdown when my gas pipette finally exploded. I had ignored the leakage found in my persona, the result of overwork and chronic stress, and kept pushing myself over the limit to prove my worth. That month, I had been prescribed medicines to regulate a severe hormonal imbalance, the outcome of a prolonged state of overwork. I was taking 4 higher-level IB courses instead of 3, helping out around the house, was a member of the National Honor Society and Environmental Club, exercising regularly, and heading the school's Model United Nations Club. That Saturday, I had awoken to a general feeling of dispiritedness. I searched for possible causes to my general state of unhappiness. In spite of my good grades, my membership in prestigious clubs, and my athletic skill, I never felt fulfilled. The thoughts that I was not doing enough, that I had no value, were constant in my life. These thoughts were impossible to evade, and before I knew it, they combusted with my exhaustion. After months of internalizing my emotions and consistently belittling myself, I exploded. Now there was no pipette to fill. It is not easy for me to share this story. Actually, I usually avoid talking about my personal life in speeches. However, I have been witness of too many panic attacks. I have seen how many of my peers struggle with anxiety when trying to balance the unbalanceable, always adding one more thing to their plates because we live in a world where the definition of ambition, the desire and determination to achieve success, has been corrupted. Being ambitious now means moving from one thing to another. It requires you to do more and more and more, sometimes even to the point where it is unhealthy, a point where you're very much aware that you're self-neglecting or self-destructing, but become too afraid to say no to that extra thing, too afraid to establish our priorities and to self-care. It is vital for us to break this cycle. I invite you all to let go of the misconception that excellence can only be achieved by giving 110% of yourself. Realistically, giving 110% will only lead to burnout. Do not self-neglect, because if you do, despite having faced countless challenges and having succeeded in accomplishing things which once seemed impossible, hardship will find its way to outweigh any sense of self-satisfaction. Learn to channel your ambition. It will only then become a positive drive for you to achieve your goals, healthy and sustainable goals, far from mediocre, which require no more than your 100% to be accomplished. After all, we all aspire to live a life well lived, a life that is worthwhile. A life that, despite being full of challenges and major changes, such as leaving to university, is joyful to experience. Now, I wish you all the best of luck in this new journey. I know that a bright future is ahead. See you all at our 10-year reunion. Thank you.
We now move to our valedictorian. To select our valedictorian, we focus on the highest grade point average in 11th and 12th grade.
En estos momentos reconoceremos al estudiante con el promedio académico más alto obtenido durante el programa de diploma, nuestra valedictorian.
And this year, we're very proud to announce that our valedictorian is Ms. Victoria Llanos.
Good afternoon, faculty members, parents, family, friends, and of course, my fellow graduates from the class of 2022. As far as this moment seemed to some of you, when you were in middle school, completing your extended essay or writing one of our many IAs, I am proud to say that the moment has come. The class of 2022 is graduating. In all honesty, it remains difficult to stand here today without acknowledging how a chapter in our life is coming to an end. It is even harder to believe that as we exit these doors, we will be embarking on our journey with no more Cognigy, past papers, or emails about pending work. Well, at least science IAs. As a student of this graduating class, I can assure that these past years have been nothing but challenging to every single one of us. In fact, it is easy to get lost on what actually matters, how we deal with conflicts, and how we appreciate those that encourage us to move forward. Of course, this is not an easy task. So I, Victoria Llanos, present you with the Class of 2022's Guide to Surviving High School and How to Keep on Moving After Graduation. Step 1, endurance. As learned with Ms. Guerra and Ms. Baxter, it is only appropriate to define the word in an essay when it provides a perspective onto an argument. And in this case, a definition from Merriam-Webster doesn't truly seem like enough. Endurance, to me, means to take chances and risks. Some did this by taking 4 HLs or doing an extra CAS project, leading a club, or simply staying up late at night to study for an exam. And although maybe in the long run this seems insignificant to you, it is still a step towards maturity and being responsible over your own tasks. So be proud of yourself. You've reached graduation. Now let's celebrate. Step 2, prioritize self-growth. When we discussed our senior prank in a large group of 20 people, it was impossible not to get flashbacks to our long periods of online learning, asking ourselves whether we looked presentable enough to turn our cameras on, and we were even raising our hands. Through this, I began thinking of the concept of growth. During this time of distance learning, occasionally I'd get to see my classmates' faces, and it was very interesting to see that we were all growing before each other's eyes. As cliché as it sounds, it is true. When we returned to school and got to see one another, the growth was exponential. I was, of course, very much taller, but so were my classmates, who also had deeper voices, more developed perspectives, and intrigued towards what was to come. This was because growth in this time will never just be physical. So my piece of advice is to prioritize becoming the person you want to be. Ask yourself the famous question posed by Mr. Toribio: who are you? Take it and focus on it. Work hard on your goals to maybe one day find yourself. Through this, I am not saying we have it all figured out, but I can assure you that we're all working towards it. And if during times of struggle, you didn't believe in yourself and maybe said, I'll get this assignment done when pigs fly, be careful, because Mr. Orellana has shown us that everything is in fact possible. Step 3, remembrance. Although our 4 years of high school may not be a lifetime, everyone on this stage will take away a memory from this period. Although you may cringe, cry, or laugh at said memories, remember this version of yourself still has time to grow, mature, and enjoy these moments. Maybe you remember our last Passport Adventure trip to Mamoni, as we hiked until our legs gave up, and rewarded ourselves with a restful sleep listening to the frogs. Maybe it is a mariachi melody resounding in your ears. Who could forget our senior prank, honestly? Some of us may remember the hit song Globalization by Mr. Mannery, whilst others may just remember the feeling of unity after that dreadful math paper 1 or paper 2, or a discreet last first day party, or an art installation in 9th grade, which totally wasn't just a box. Through this step, I would like to encourage those in the audience to remember us based on who we were, the class of 2022, the class that will not hesitate to congratulate Coach Thomas on his birthday every day, the class that played Wii music in a hot math classroom in 9th grade, or that discussed whether there were more wheels or doors in the world. Remembrance is the force propelling us forward towards leaving the bad experiences behind and learning from them. It is taking what serves us and continuing on with a positive attitude towards an exciting future. Step 4, gratitude. Albert Schweitzer once stated, "At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person." Through this, I encourage each of you to later on walk up to those closest to you and thank them for their participation in this exciting but difficult journey. To our teachers, thank you for the support you've given us. Thank you to Ms. Gomez for giving us motivation through our individual orals, and Ms. Torrente, who never stopped believing that we could finish CAS one day. Thanks, Mr. McKevitt, for giving us the chance to laugh during the most difficult days. To the science department, Ms. Buchan, Mr. Skinner, Mr. Rowe, Mr. Moriarty, and Mr. Vinda, we thank you for giving us the space to become scientists within our community. I'm very grateful for all of us becoming people in STEM. Thank you, Ms. Da Silva, for your everlasting commitment to develop our fellow artists for the DP Art exhibition. To the math department, Mr. Bonilla and Mr. Phillips, thank you for helping us after that devastating math exam. To Mr. Jaén, we thank you for your kindness and dedication towards our own academic growth. Thank you, Mr. V, for caring for our mental well-being and giving us hope through this tough year. To Ms. Baxter and Ms. Guerra, thank you for keeping a positive attitude towards learning. And Mr. Bonello, thank you for allowing us to debate in your class. To our parents and family, we thank you for giving us the opportunity to come here, study, and form relationships. Thank you for letting your voice be heard through emails or calls, and thank you for being here on this day. As we all go our separate ways, we'll remember you, because you have always been there for us, and we will be forever grateful. To the leadership team and staff, thank you for allowing us to grow within your doors. We're thankful for the change of scenery as we move to Green Valley, and we're thankful to you for always answering our everlasting questions. And of course, thank you to Ms. Mayra and Mr. Jansen for taking care of our mental health as we took decisions about the future. And to my classmates, every single one of you deserves the best coming your way. Thank you for giving me support and for showing everyone that the class of 2022 is one of a kind. I know we will be one phone call away from each other for whenever we want to talk, rant, or laugh. But let this day be happy. We've had plenty of those these 4 years, so another one simply won't hurt. Remember to smile, to be kind, and to embrace your own life. Thank you all.
Muchísimas gracias, Victoria, por tu excelente discurso.
We will now proceed with the presentation of diplomas, and I invite Mr. Hengenbroek and Mr. McKee on stage.
Procederemos ahora a la entrega de diplomas.
Listo? Okay, we invite on stage Santiago Alcalá Rodriguez, cum laude. Paola Carolina Amelio Bares. Adrián Andrés Avilés López. Haskell Benjamin Batel Carey, magna cum laude. María Carolina Beolki Sena. Juan Paul Roberto Blay Shumpa, magna cum laude. Alex Miguel Borer Amado. David Carrillo Di Marco. Xavier Aiden Castellanos Graham. Victoria Castro Conrad. Gabriel Braga Cavalcanti. Lucas Gabriel Cuevas. Luis Felipe de la Hoya Arias. Clementine de Leñón de Lusac, cum laude. Renzo Di Lorenzo Sosa. Alex Joaquin Diaz Rodriguez. Leonor Isabella Fangerbach Halex, magna cum laude. Manuel Fernández Mejía. Alessia Romana Garcia Marco Tulio, magna cum laude. Mateo Andrés Herby. Juliana Giraldo Mutis, summa cum laude. Oriana Carolina González Rivera. Shaima Hamoudi Hay. Fariba Hashemi Banfield. Natalie Ho Lee, summa cum laude. Thomas Hutzler Artel. Rainier Alexis Jean-François Benitez. Carl Lavoie. Victoria Pilar Llanos, summa cum laude. Jorge Limberopoulos Bragnovic. Isabel Maeso Coelho. Cassandra Ruth Manzanares Gavin. Ana Pilar Manzanares Palacios, magna cum laude. Oscar Gabriel Montes. Nemer Herr. Diego Pagalday González. Juan Felipe Pava Villegas. Luca Nicolas Peñalosa Fisher. Lucia Polastro Martínez, summa cum laude. Amanda Grabanal Diepa, cum laude. Brianna Ramirez. Renata Reveles Antunes. Sofía Nicole Rivera Franqui. Mario Alejandro Ruiz Botero. Pamela Sánchez Rodríguez. Alejandro Sánchez Becchionache.
Let's go!
Alexander Shashlivi. María José Serrao Araujo, cum laude. Karen Siem, cum laude. Melanie Siem, magna cum laude. Ian Andre Simon Rodriguez. Christine Smith Arauz. Alex Tilken. Carmen Ureña Villalaz. Yago Uribe Echevarría López. Unai van der Mel. Ali Waqed Asaf. David Wu Hung.
Okay, you guys can sit down, and now you can move your tassels from the right side to the left side of your caps. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Met. All right, we are going to have a quick transition where we prepare for the special musical performance. While you guys are getting ready, I'd like to share just a few words. We had planned 2 songs today, in which 4 of the seniors were going to play and sing. That's good. This is an amazingly talented group, and I wish you were to have the opportunity to hear them, but due to all of them getting ill, either COVID or other illnesses, they weren't able to rehearse. So they did not feel ready to play and sing today, and they're really incredible musicians. It's too bad. But the staff band will perform a song. It's called Goodbye to You, My Friend. We were going to play it, and the kids were going to sing it. And the song's message is that although you guys will soon leave us, and many of you will go far away, you're always going to be here in our hearts. You'll always be here as a Met family member. We'll put the lyrics up, and everyone is welcome to sing with the chorus. It's a very easy to learn song. And just a couple things. I was able to know you, many of you, since 7th grade, and when you were in middle school. And the first 3 years, many of you were in my office for things that you did that weren't so good. But they were always creative, and you were always fun to talk to. I had a hard time sometimes keeping a straight face because of some of the excuses you gave me. But I also want to compliment you on your growth and maturity, and I want to compliment you on all of you, and many of you who never came into my office for anything but good things. And that's the majority of this class. It's an incredible group of young men and women. And I know sometimes you were frustrated by your classmates. What was really impressive is the way you stayed together. You never wanted to tell on each other. You wanted to have class harmony, and that lasted all the way up until this last moments here, right? That group harmony has always really impressed me about you. And you've had a lot of adversity. You had the pandemic and many of the middle school boy shenanigans that you had to deal with, but you also added so many achievements to the school, long-lasting pieces. And I was just jotting down some as I was sitting there. I think, wow, that's just really quickly. Things like the newspaper for the first time, the Met Green conference, the DP Lounge that you organized, and the DP Library, the school store from the entrepreneurship group, the senior sweaters, where you, for the first time, convinced me to allow 2 sweaters for the same senior class. And that's because of the way you handled everything, the way you worked together. And you said, we want this not to separate us, but to bring us together. That was so special. And this is a legacy now that you'll leave to the school. It's you who are so special, and I'm going to miss you. Shoot. So you've also added many clubs such as CanCure and Corazon Lleno, the sports successes like the championships in soccer, and the first esports team. Just thing after thing you've given to this school. And so you should be very proud. And we're proud of you, and I'm sure your parents are. And I have to give a shout out to your parents and family who supported you all along the way in those tough times through middle school, high school, pandemic, etc. So let's give them, your parents and family, a big applause. I know how tough it is to raise young people through this time, so well done. So last thing, with all your talents, your resiliency, your creativity, your fun spirit, I'm confident you're going to go out and have a very successful future. You're going to change the world in a positive way, you're going to have fun, and you're going to be respectful, and I hope you stay in touch. So good luck, buena suerte, and congratulations, class of 22.
Goodbye to you, my friend. Hasta luego, mi amigo. Goodbye to you, my friend. Take care, mi amigo. Wherever you may go, you'll be here too. And when I need to smile, I'll think of you. Goodbye to you, my friend. Hasta luego, mi amigo. Goodbye to you, my friend. Take care, mi amigo. We lived some special times, some tough times too. Yeah, I wish you'd stay with us. Yeah, I'll miss you. Goodbye to you, my friend. Hasta luego, mi amigo. Goodbye to you, my friend. Take care, mi amigo. You'll be leaving soon, but we won't forget. You'll stay in our hearts here at the Met. Goodbye to you, my friend. Hasta luego, mi amigo. Goodbye to you, my friend. Take care, mi amigo. Goodbye to you, my friend. Hasta luego, mi amigo. Goodbye to you, my friends. Take care, mi amigo. Goodbye to you, my friend. Hasta luego, mi amigo. Goodbye to you, my friend. Goodbye to you, my friend.
Okay, never in a million years did I foresee giving a speech with this magnificent background at sunset where the Americas unite, South and North. Dear graduates of the class of 2022, it is my honor to give this closing speech. I'm going to make it short. The bar is really high. Some great speeches have come through, and I hope I will not disappoint. So the time has finally come. You're now at the junction you've so much anticipated. And I have news for you. This whole massive experience you went through called school was only a formative assessment. The real summative is down the road. You're done with high school and ready for the next stage of your lives. But before you go, and with the power bestowed upon me by the Goddess of Wisdom and TOK, I'm going to give you your final feedback with some inspiration by Team Mission. Don't worry, there's no redo, you don't have to resubmit. Just take these 3 simple steps with you. Be humble. Life is a miracle. And we need to appreciate the exciting grandeur of our existence without forgetting that we're just a tiny speck of dust in the universe. Slow down. Life is brief, and we go through it too fast sometimes. We risk missing out on the beauty that surrounds us. Last but not least, be your own strictest, harshest critics. Examine your opinions with rigor, recognize your own biases, and argue to understand and not to win. It's okay to not always be right. Now it's time to go and achieve all your goals, being proud to represent the Met as the 7th graduating class of the school. We have seen you throughout these years. In my case, only 1 year, but many of you have been to school. You've been founders. You've been with teachers who have been in school for the whole 10 years of life of the school. And there have been moments when you've been vulnerable. We have seen you be resilient. We have seen you be kind. We have seen you be brave. We know you know how to have fun. And we know you're ready, and we wish you for wins and following seas. And after years of IAs, tests, and projects, we're going to end this ceremony with the national anthem of the Republic of Panama. Please rise.
Campo feliz de la unión, con ardientes fulgores de gloria, se ilumina la nueva nación. Con ardientes fulgores de gloria, se ilumina la nueva nación. Es preciso cubrir con un velo del pasado el Calvario y la cruz, y que adorne el azul de tu cielo, de concordia la espléndida luz. El progreso acaricia tus lares al compás de sublime canción. Ves rugir a tus pies ambos mares que dan rumbo a tu noble misión. Alcanzamos por fin la victoria en el campo feliz de la unión. Con ardientes fulgores de gloria se ilumina la nueva nación. Con ardientes fulgores de gloria se ilumina la nueva nación. En tu suelo cubierto de flores, a los besos del tibio terral, terminaron guerreros fragores, solo ciprés y gala de este mundo feraz de Colón. Alcanzamos por fin la victoria en el campo feliz de la unión. Con ardientes fulgores de gloria se ilumina la nueva nación. Con ardientes fulgores de gloria se ilumina la nueva nación.
Upon recommendation of our faculty here and by authorization of the Metropolitan School of Panama, I now present to you the class of 2022. You can toss your caps, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Thank you all. You can join your graduates. The reception will start in just a few minutes on the terrace. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening.
you smile while you were sleeping? Why do you